Hello, this is Dr. Tae. Welcome to Five Phases Acupuncture. Here's my quick presentation. All right. So what I do is I am a practitioner of Eastern medicine and what you guys call a licensed acupuncturist. My training is not just in acupuncture. So here I'm going to talk about what is it that I do. So Eastern medicine is based on the key concept of what they call qi. And qi is understood as the term energy. And the term energy fails to describe what is it that really do. Qi is if you look at this character, it's basically this is the pot with the rice inside and steam is rising from it. And this concept of qi, or this etymological explanation of qi, is that there is rice transforming in a pot because it's being cooked and that steam is rising and the rice is being transformed from an uncooked state to a cooked state. And this concept is has many different definitions from depending on who is talking about it. But when it comes to medicine, it's divided into four major categories, and each category describes this concept of qi very differently from one another. A person with my training or type of training is that they were responsible to treat the whole village. And if your village 400 or 500 years ago in the eastern part of Asia had one, you had a very lucky town. If your town didn't, then you might have to carry your loved ones across a river, across a mountain, come to a stop, and then continue to carry them so that they can get to this person who had this training. And in order to treat the whole entire village, you were trained in four areas of medicine. And each category of medicine described this concept of qi very differently from one another. And when you use it all together, you're practicing a holistic version, meaning you're treating the whole person, not just orthopedic cases or psychological stresses or internal medical issues. You're treating the whole person as a whole. The first category is tool medicine. We use tools uh, to treat the person, and those tools range from the acupuncture needle to a process called moxibustion, which is a plant called Artemisia vulgaris that they dry, grind, and mold, and we combust it on top of the human skin. There are other tools such as cupping, which is based on negative pressure. There's also tools to apply positive pressure, or what they call gua sha, scraping sand. There's also like another explanation is some people use like the Graston technique, or use these tools to scrape the surface of the skin. It's usually good for like tennis tennis elbows, and other musculoskeletal issues. And the list goes on and on. There's electrical stimulations on the needles, light therapy, etc., etc., etc. And they stimulate the body, and the body had this lines or rivers of energy, and they're color coordinated differently over here because these channels are associated with your organs based on what they call the Zhang and Fu system, the organ system of Eastern medicine. And the ancient people believed that the organs created some sort of field in a circuitous pattern that envelops the whole body. So if a person who had large intestine issues, perhaps they'll go to the large intestine channel and stimulate a point to create a bowel movement. If somebody who had a lot of anxiety, perhaps they'll go to this heart channel or pericardium channel, etc. And this is the qi of the body when it comes to tool medicine. In herbology, aka herbs and diet therapy, and the term herbology is not the most accurate way because they do use animal parts like deer antler and so forth. And it's not just herbs. The practitioner has to be trained in more than 400 different individual herbs in the herbal dispensary. At least that's what I have in my office, plus more. And the qi, when it comes to herbology, it is understood as the taste and temperature of whatever is considered to be edible, and that these taste and temperature has a function with the factor of time. What this means is that anything that is considered to be edible has a taste or temperature. And mind you that the scientific revolution took place in 17th century in Europe. Thus, the medicine is not based on the foundation of science because it has existed for thousands of years. In ancient times, prior to the scientific revolution, they had to explain it somehow. And for example, like rice or pasta, the noodles, anything that was considered to be sweet tends to be sticky in nature. It has the ability to stick to something. And if you were to eat sticky things 3 times a day, every day for a whole month, perhaps you'll start gaining weight. Why? Because a lot of things got stuck on you. If you were to eat a lot of sticky things in a very short amount of time, modern day era, we would call that sugar crash. The ancient understanding is that because you ate something so sticky in a very short amount of time, it made your body, your system so sticky that it slowed you down. It kind of makes perfect sense if you base it upon by eating something, it has a taste to it, and then you derive a function out of it. If you were to eat things that were very spicy, hot things, according to the ancient text, it would describe it as opening and moving. Well, what the hell does that mean, opening and moving? Well, if you were to eat something very spicy, your mouth will open up. You start moving your hands, your pores begin to open up, your sweat begins to move, and worst case scenario, your other end opens up and you got to move your bowels. So, opening and moving when you eat something very, very spicy would be consistent throughout the whole process. Sour tends to be very pulling and astringent. And if you eat something very sour, like a lemon, what kind of face would you make? You wouldn't open your mouth, go, ah, that is so sour. Rather, you would pull to the side of the taste, where it's pulling and astringing. And there is an herb called swandaoren, uh, and um, that is considered to be very sour. It has the ability to pull and astringe, uh, and so forth. All right. Next is physical manipulations, which is based on gait and posture, meaning physical metabolism, the way you eat, the way you sit, the way you move, the way you drive. This drives a certain way to move your body. Um, my disclaimer about me personally is that I am a licensed massage therapist by training, and no, I do not do any chiropractic maneuvers in my office, which is defined by the Office of Profession as a ballistic maneuver to be a chiropractor. And this is not to say I'm against chiropractic. In fact, I'm a huge fan of it. But I'm just not one. Okay. And a lot of orthopedic cases were being used to move the body using massage techniques or stretch a person to the end range of motion. And this would allow the energy of the person to be moved in a certain way. So if a person who is ancient times, a peasant, somebody who is a farmer, who is always squatting down and working with their son to their son on their back and working in the fields, they will be sitting down all the time. Modern people, I would say from 9 to 5, desk worker is there in front of a computer with their head forward leaning in and their arms forward, and they're typing away for hours and hours from 9 to 5. That would be their physical metabolism. And based on this concept, what I would be doing is stretch the areas of tightness that causes bad posture and find the areas of weakness to strengthen the areas of weakness through exercise, which leads to the next part, Qigong. Qigong is the ability to, or the practice of, combining your mind, body, and your breath as a singular unified practice. And one might say it's an ancient form of kung fu, to popular fanfare or proper term, or what people would call yoga, or physical therapy. I would teach somebody, and this has not just physical ramification, but also psychological ramifications. You hear the term mind over matter, mind over body, but what controls the mind? And believe it or not, your breath has a lot to do with it. So, how to become happier using Qigong? Well, with your body, you can choose to smile, right? And a real smile and a fake smile is differentiated in the eyes. If you smile with your eyes compared to your lips, you'll feel happier. And if you smile with your eyes and take a deep breath all the way into your maximum capacity, you're able to generate that internal pressure inside the body. And that internal pressure moves your blood, your circulation to the periphery, which is your hand, your feet, and your prefrontal cortex. And by breathing into your maximum capacity, you're able to fire the prefrontal cortex, and that's where joy, happiness, problem solving skills, and where executive decisions are being made. And last but not least, it is your mind. Your mind could be in the past, in the future, or in the present moment, or going through the various emotions and memories. And by keeping your mind and your breath and your muscles as a singular unified practice, that will be the concept of qigong. So when it comes to your health, these are the four major avenues I would use to treat somebody holistically. Having said this, um, what is holistic medicine? And this is um, my 2 cents on the topic. Holistic medicine is not blood work and vitamin therapy, and a lot of people are prescribed to that. Holistic medicine is not an alternative to bioscience. It is an approach to treat the whole person as a whole, and that's what it means to be holistic medicine. And I believe a lot of people are using or not using the term holistic medicine in the proper sense. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll keep continuing to make content like this. All right, thank you. Bye bye.